Why not, right? Right, well, let me get little So it's game day. Cheers. But there's actually things that we practice every single week on the football field. These rules that we have in the scramble, Joe Michael. So I want you to take us through some of the rules for these wide receivers. Kurt Warner here getting gray. 2, 3. Just get we run at 363. That means you got 2 outs and a crawl out in the middle. So start running. I figure we could do this real quick. Oh, it's the truth, though. I mean, that's exactly what would happen. The bye week would kick our ass. Bye week gonna knock the Giants out for another loss. I figured I would do this today. I mean, obviously, the live stream tonight, Packers Patriots, are definitely doing that one. But I just wanted to say, I talked to you guys a little bit. I'm obviously bored. The clocks were set back an hour last night, so we have to wait an extra freaking hour this morning for football. As a Giants fan, looked forward to the bye this week. I'll be able to watch football, just freaking relax, not have to scream at the damn TV. Get to save my voice a little bit this week. Although the Sooners gave me a heart attack last night, couldn't just put away Texas Tech. But I guess I'm asking, today, what do you guys? I'll ask you guys. What do you think the biggest upset is of the day today? I'm just curious. What you think the biggest upset of the day is? Yeah, man, the bye week would kick our ass. The Giants have been so bad this first half of the season. There's really not the only positive to really take away from the first half of the Giants is Saquon Barkley. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think everybody's underperformed. I think Odell Beckham statistically has had a pretty decent season, and again, Eli Manning's missed him a lot, but all the trouble he's causing. This is what happens when you're 1-7. I mean, if the Giants were 7-1, you'd never hear anything about Beckham. The Sooners did win. They won 51-46 last night, so I definitely think Saints-Rams will be a more exciting game than Packers-Patriots. Just because both of those offenses are really explosive. But obviously, Patriots-Packers are going to be really good too. Those are two of the most legendary quarterbacks of all time suiting up against each other tonight. Baker Mayfield against the Chiefs, obviously. Little anniversary of Texas Tech OU from 2 years ago in a 66-59 game when those two teams had 1,700 yards of total offense against them. Mahomes had 800 yards of offense himself. When Mayfield and Mahomes last met up, that's what the game was. Obviously, that will not happen today. The Chiefs should make pretty quick work of the Cleveland Browns. I can't imagine that they're not going to just take Cleveland out. Who do you guys have winning the Rams and Saints game? I mean, everybody's got something there. Who do you guys have winning the Rams and Saints? I mean, I'm just curious. Me personally, that's what I think, Charm City. I think the Saints because they're home, but, I mean, you never know. It's just that should be a great game. There are definitely some good games this week. The Washington Redskins and the Atlanta Falcons. I was hoping I got that video. I was hoping I got that game on my TV today and said I got Bills-Bears. I got Bills-Bears and Jets-Dolphins. My God, could you give me two worse games at 1 o'clock? I guess I'll be watching NFL Red Zone a lot here at the 1 o'clock games. But, see, so it's pretty split. There's a lot of Saints today and a couple Rams. So, got the Cowboys Monday night. The Cowboys should win tomorrow night. I think the Cowboys are better than the Titans. I think they should definitely. I think the Patriots should beat the Packers 2 West. I don't see how they're sitting on NFL Game Day. Not that I really ever watch us talking about how the Packers and Patriots can meet in the Super Bowl. There's no way the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. There's too many good teams in the NFC for them to get through. They're not better than the Saints. They're not better than the Rams. I don't even think they're better than the Redskins at this point. So I don't think that they'll be lucky to make the playoffs. They're not better than the Vikings either. So I don't know. But Seahawks over Chargers, probably. It's in Seattle, I believe. So that I don't know, RW. I don't know if Witten's going into the Ring of Honor or not tomorrow. He will eventually, but I don't know. I don't really follow what Dallas does. I really don't care what they do. The Sooners, man. It was a hell of a game last night, Cowboys face. Again, no defense played. as usual in our games. The defense might as well just sit on the sidelines because they never make a big deal. They never make a big impact. Although you guys picked off the first 2 passes Kyler Murray threw, so that's pretty amazing. But yeah, that's the title of this vid, Savage. The bye 23, the Giants 13. But I mean, what's up, Leon? What's up, Nate? The West Virginia game was crazy. I didn't see the end of it. I had to put something. My kid was watching college football all day. I had to put something up for him. What's up, HTTR? I picking you. You should never want me to pick your team, because I seem to be the kiss of death. But I think the Redskins should win today. I think they're better than the Falcons. I think they should win today. I think the Cowboys should win tomorrow. So I think the NFC East should win both of their games this week. But the Falcons will be tough. No Trent Williams for you guys. That definitely hurts. I hear you, Techie. They were trying to give me a damn heart attack. The damn Sooners. They don't make it easy. We can't make stops. You know, it was killing me, man. I know. I think we played them last year. I think we played the AFC West last year. We got the AFC East next year. So yeah, definitely, Jeffrey. That's what I was saying. I got Bills, Bears, and Jets, Dolphins. It is a red zone day for me, without a doubt. Yeah, I'm not getting the Bucs game. I wanted the Redskins game. Normally, I'll get the Redskins. I didn't know the Bills were playing at 1 o'clock, so that freaking sucks. Because I would have much rather watched the Falcons-Redskins game. It would be way better than Bills-Bears. Can you imagine Nate Peterman against the Bears defense? I mean, I might watch that just for sheer entertainment to watch a quarterback worse than mine sit there and play. But that's all good, man. Like I said, it's game day morning. Just trying to kill some time here before the games start today. Big fantasy week for me. I'm 5-3. The guy I'm playing against is 6-2. If I can end up beating this guy, I'll be in first place in the division. So I got so many guys on buys. I got so many guys hurt. Dalvin Cook is playing today, but he ain't going to get a lot of touches. I have to bench him. Chris Thompson's out. I had to bench him. I got Sterling Shepard on a bye. I got 3 other guys on buys. It's ridiculous. So one of the sleepers, man, hopefully, is that receiver Moore from Seattle. I picked him up off the bye because D.D. Westbrook's on a bye. Sterling Shepard's on a bye. So I'm hoping that Moore, man, he's caught 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games for Seattle, and he seems to be the one guy that can stretch the field for the Seahawks. So I'm hoping that he has a big day. And because of the running back situation for me, just, again, so many guys on buys and so many guys injured, with Chris Thompson and Dalvin Cook being injured, I had to pick up Mike Davis for Seattle, and I'm hoping Chris Carson don't start today, because if he doesn't, it could be a sleeper. I also picked up Josh Adams off the waiver wire for next week, because I think Josh Adams could be a huge sleeper, because he is obviously the most talented running back in the Eagles. If you watch Wendell Smollett, he's had his opportunity, he hasn't taken advantage of it. You watch Corey Clement, however you say that, he hasn't taken advantage of it. Darren Sproles is not an every down back. Josh Adams is definitely the guy that has the most talent in that backfield. So I hate the HTTR. I hate the freaking game time decisions, dude. They drive me crazy, especially the night games, because it's so difficult to find somebody to replace them at that point. So it's bad, because most of you guys would have already played, so it's difficult to find replacements at that point. So that sucks. I hate those game time decisions, man, because they really hinder you what the hell you're going to do. It really hurts your fantasy team a lot. So Elijah McGuire. I have Cannon. I have Trenton Cannon for the Jets, but I have him on the bench just because I don't know. I mean, Eckler's definitely not on waivers in my league. Eckler was drafted in my league. This tells you the kind of league I'm in. The running backs are at such a premium in my league, 12-team league. You get to keep 2 guys. When you draft 8th in the league, I can tell you right now, I mean, not that Le'Veon Bell's playing, but he was picked up, and capped. David Johnson was capped. Melvin Gordon was capped. Ezekiel Elliott was drafted in front of me. Todd Gurley was drafted in front of me. Saquon Barkley was drafted in front of me. Dalvin Cook was the best available running back in the 2nd round. I took him, and he hasn't done anything for me. So we play 2 quarterbacks We don't have a defense or a kicker, so we play 2 quarterbacks. My quarterbacks are great. I mean, I got Deshaun Watson and Tom Brady. I also have Baker Mayfield on the bench, so my quarterbacks are set. I will keep Deshaun Watson, and I'll keep Baker Mayfield next year, and I won't have to draft a quarterback. Dalvin Cook's been so disappointing. Melvin Gordon's another game-time decision. He's questionable. Mine is too, man. It's just all year, me and my buddy have dealt with injuries. I mean, we had Bilal Powell. He's done for the year. We have Will Fuller. He's done for the year. We've had Dalvin Cook. He's missed 5 out of 7 games. And we got Chris Thompson. He's been banged up. We just can't catch a damn break with all these injuries, and it really hurts. So the fact we're 5-3 is pretty amazing at this point because we have really, really dealt with a lot of injuries and guys underachieving. So AP was drafted. Des Bryant was drafted in our league, if you can believe that. So it is very difficult. The one thing I'm kicking myself in the ass for, when the season started, nobody had drafted James Conner. And I should have picked him. I should have paid more attention to that. That's the one thing I really freaking regret, is that I could have got James Conner and I didn't even think about, because I'm like, we should be good at running back with Dalvin Cook and Chris Thompson and Kenyon Drake. I'm like, we should be pretty decent there, but I never thought to take James Conner. Never thought he'd have the year he's having. Also, I screwed up by not taking Latavius Murray off of the waiver wire when Cook was hurt. Another stupid thing. I looked right at him in 1 week, and I'm like, it says he's not really that great. And he has been, so it is what it is. But who do you guys have as the upset pick of the week? Who is the upset pick of the week? Stephon Diggs is not playing today. Stephon Diggs is out today. Pretty sure he's inactive. I think I just saw Diggs is inactive today. Well, yeah. Now, Giants losing today, Sergio. That's what I said, 23-13. What up, Geomon? I'm cursing these players? Nah, Deshaun Watson's good, man. Deshaun Watson, I drafted him last year. Well, then he tore his ACL. But we're good, man. We were in the playoffs last year. I wanted to draft Joe Mixon. That was another guy that got taken away. I think the Dolphins are going to win today. I think they'll beat the Jets. I think they'll find a way. I don't think they'll blow the Jets out, but I think they'll find a way to win that game. Rams game's definitely going to be good. That is well worth watching. The 425 game and the primetime game tonight are going to be very good. And like I said, I'll be streaming that Patriots-Packers game without a doubt. So, Bills over Bears. Oh, my God. Who's starting, man? Nate Peterman's starting, isn't he? They had no way they're beating the Bears today. My upset pick of the week actually is the Giants over the bye. I think we might have a chance to beat the bye, even though it's not in my title. I'm picking the Giants over the bye. I think we can get this win today. I think Eli Manning probably won't get sacked. I think the offensive line should do a nice job against the bye today. And I think the Giants pull the upset against the week off. So we'll see what happens. I really would like to watch that Kansas City Browns game too, just because of the Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. I think that's pretty cool. But hey, guys, like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Please, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Like I said, I'll be streaming the game tonight. This is just kind of something to kill time this morning before football starts, because normally football's starting right now, but we have an extra hour. So yes, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And you think the bye is a trap game? No, it's a trap game for the bye. The Giants are a trap game for the bye, so I don't know, man. Because the bye is favored. So, we're going to win. We're going to take this one today. So ridiculous how bad the Giants are. I am very curious to see what we do coming out of the bye, though. I really am. I think the whole thing with Aletta getting arrested, I don't really know what the bye will kick a 90-yard field goal without a doubt. I had the worst luck of field goals going against my team. Yeah, Randall Cobb, another guy drafted him. There really is no wide receivers at all. Take a look at that Moore kid from Seattle, dude. Seriously, Customs, take a look at Moore from Seattle, because he's caught 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games, and he's definitely becoming Russell Wilson's favorite target. He's a kid that can stretch the field. I cannot think of his first name for whatever reason. It is escaping my freaking mind right now. But he's definitely had 3 really good games in a row. So take a look at that wide receiver for Seattle. Yeah. Well, the bye definitely won't break Eli's collarbone. Eli is tough as nails. He doesn't get hurt. Oh, yeah, Paul Richards. Your receiving core is beat up like mine is. Yeah, well, the difference is Eric Flowers and Chaz Green really don't say too much. And David Moore, thank you. That's who it was. I could not think of who it was. I picked him up this week myself. I could not think of the kid's first name for whatever reason. All I can think of when I think of Moore is the former Giants draft pick bust, DeMontre Moore, who was the king of the unsportsmanlike conduct and late hit on the quarterback. So, yeah, I don't know. Bills against Bears. Look at all the inactives for the Panthers. Holy cow. And Kyle Rudolph was drafted in my league. My tight end is Jimmy Graham. So, I know George Kittle is just killing it, man. It's don't you just love autocorrect, Sergio? I mean, it's just amazing how the autocorrect always corrects words you don't want it to correct, and then when you do misspell a word, it freaking never corrects it. Guys, you really think the Bills are gonna beat the Bears at Nate Peterman? I mean, I think Nate Peterman could have more interceptions than the Bills have points today. Yeah, Ertz and Kittle were both drafted. Ertz was drafted very early in our league, very early. Oh, absolutely, Adam. That's why. Well, the title of this is the Bye 23, Giants 13. But you know, I think this is a trap game for the bye. I think the Giants will pull the upset of the week by beating the bye this week. But I hate the autocorrect. I really do. Can't stand it. Ticks me off to no end, man. Well, Jimmy Graham's had a couple good games, but I've seemed like I've had him every year. Nah, he really, it depends, Newman. Sometimes, like last week he didn't, but the week before he had 7 catches for 102 yards. So he's had a couple of good games. He's just been really inconsistent. You just got to get him down in the red zone. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's where Jimmy Graham is most useful. That's why we actually used one of our keepers on Jimmy Graham for a 5th-round pick. So, because we thought Graham would have a huge year with Aaron Rodgers, since he doesn't really he doesn't really throw to wide receivers too much in the red zone. We thought Jimmy Graham would be a much bigger target for him. You know, he has the potential to have huge games, but then again, he's been inconsistent, so it's just difficult to see what's going on. But Michael Irvin. The Bills' defense is good, but the Bears' defense is good. No Khalil Mack today. I mean, that's obviously gonna help the Bills a little bit, but still, man, Nate Peterman's starting, so I don't know. I hope they do 0. I hope that I'll be rooting for the Titans. He totally is HGTR. The dude don't know a damn thing. He really doesn't. I'm playing against James Conner today, so I hope the Ravens stuff him. I don't care if the Steelers win or not. I just want Conner to be stuffed. The Bills' defense has always been pretty good, but their offense is horrible, man. My favorite game day snack. I don't know, it changes. I mean, I love Cheez-Its. So those are my favorite snack. As far as the beer goes, the beer changes almost every week because I like different beers, but my favorite beer is Stella, but Stella is more of a summer beer to me. So like this week it's Fat Tire Ale is what I'm drinking this week, but I've had a bunch of different beers this year, so I guess if you're going to ask me my favorite beer, Leon, on game day, it's just going to be a cold one. Just give me a cold beer and I'm happy, as long as it ain't Budweiser, because that stuff's nasty. But
Aaron Rodgers does. He says Rodgers has the greatest mechanics in the history of the National Football League. Meanwhile, Rodgers looks at Brady.
37. It's gonna be cold tonight, Green Bay. I hear you, Leon.
Sunday night, we're going to see a matchup between two of the
Do you love Irvin? Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Joe Namath. They're showing all these legendary quarterbacks. They show Steve Young. They show Marino. They show Jim Kelly never won a title. They're showing Brett Favre. Peyton Manning. Oh, they didn't show Eli. I'm very disappointed. Where was Eli in that whole thing? Broadway Joe's a pimp. I love Broadway Joe. He's the man. He's the man. Yeah, he is, Newman. Without a doubt. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, Namath is definitely overrated, Connor. He has the worst statistics in the Hall of Fame. He threw 47 more interceptions than he did touchdowns, but he's the reason that the two leagues merged, because Super Bowl III, that was a big deal. So that's really why he's in the Hall of Fame.
What happens tonight? Let's get into it. How does Aaron Rodgers upset?
I mean, I guess every generation could argue. I mean, you look at the 70s, you had Fran Tarkenton, you had Roger Staubach, you had Terry Bradshaw. They were pretty amazing. You look at the 80s, you had guys like, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Warren Moon. I mean, they were amazing as well. So then you look at the 90s, you had Favre, you had Steve Young, you had Troy Aikman. So, pretty much, and John Elway, of course. John Elway's another 80s quarterback. So, I mean, there's always been great. But I don't know if I've seen better than Rodgers and Brady. They're pretty, and Breeze. I mean, it is pretty amazing what these guys are doing. Of course, the rules change, so it's different. But yeah, it's a way different game back then. HTTR, without a doubt. I mean, the offensive. The rules in the NFL are certainly conducive to offensive play, because that's what they want. They want the offenses to score big. They don't believe anybody wants to see defense. I'm an old school guy. I always love a good defensive football game. That's just what I grew up with, so I'm used to that. Those hard-hitting, smash-mouth, ugly defensive battles. I miss it. I would definitely start Ridley over Cobb. I don't like Randall Cobb. I would definitely start Calvin Ridley. Because I don't even think Sanu is playing, or Sanu is injured, so Ridley should get more snaps. I mean, I did pick Sanu up off the waiver wire and realized he probably wasn't going to play, and then I went and I got David Moore because I'd rather have Moore than Sanu. But I think Ridley's probably going to see a lot of snaps, whether Sanu plays or not. So I think Ridley's probably your better. Although the Redskins have a good defense, I would still take Ridley. Sanu's playing, but he's injured. Like he's just banged up. So I still think Ridley will be more effective than Mohamed Sanu. I don't know. I hate. They're just talking about HTTR about it. I hate the damn game time decisions. I really don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah, definitely don't know when you can't touch anything. I really don't know. And Vance McDonald in a flex. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing? That's a tough one, man. Do you have anyone else you can flex besides Vance McDonald? I mean, he has become one of Big Ben's favorite targets, but with that offense the way it is, I don't really know how effective McDonald's going to be. Yeah, that's why I didn't like it, HTTR. I just think that Randall Cobb's not a beast. Randall Cobb's injured constantly. He's fallen off this year a lot. So I don't know. Calvin Ridley seems like he's been a better play to me this year. Aaron Rodgers spreads the ball around a lot. It's not like it's Randall Cobb from 3 years ago. Randall Cobb certainly hasn't gotten the receptions that he used to. His best days are behind him. He's been banged up a lot, and he just doesn't have the chemistry anymore. He does, but I think Calvin Ridley's a better thing. Yes, I have Dalvin Cook as well, bold sign, and he is only on a 15 to 20 snap count today. I sat him on the bench. I don't want him playing. He's got a hamstring issue. He probably won't play a lot. They have a bye next week. Being that he's been so disappointing for my fantasy team this year, I'm really hoping he comes out of the damn bye and he's healthy, because if he could be healthy for a playoff run, then I'll be happy. That's really when I need him to perform. But again, I'm telling you guys, what's up, Andre? Yeah, title of a bit. People like the title of a bit. If he's available on your waiver wire, as a guy to stash away on your bench, is Josh Adams for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a guy. He might not make an immediate impact, coming off the bye or the week after, but that is definitely a guy that if you have room for him and you can stash Josh Adams on your bench, I would definitely take a look at doing that. I think he could be a huge sleeper. Like I said, Corey Clements had opportunities he hasn't taken advantage of. Wendell Smallwood's had opportunities, hasn't taken advantage of them. And I think Josh Adams is by far the most talented guy in there. I just listen to Eagles fans talk about Josh Adams. And I said, let me take a look at him. And, I watched some highlights of him, and I think he's the best running back they have. So going forward, that may become a starter for them. Yes, I saw Collins. I didn't actually see Collins. I saw Beckham at the game. I said that Beckham was there scouting Tua so he could go back and tell the Giants they need to draft him. But there's been a lot of talk about Eli Manning this week, as there always is. LT obviously ripping Eli Manning for not getting on his teammates enough. I agree with LT on that, but that's not Eli. Eli's just not that way. He never has been. That's why the Giants are lacking a leader. They don't have that type of guy. But Victor Cruz has said it's time to retire. T.O., every time T.O. opens his mouth, like, oh, did you hear T.O. talking trash about Eli? I'm like, I don't think T.O. is talking trash about Eli. I think T.O. is talking truth about Eli, dude. Eli Manning needs to retire. It's just that simple. He is not what he once was. The offensive line is terrible. It's just not a good combination. I say this every week. It's not a good combination. Cannot have an immobile quarterback with that offensive line. You need a quarterback that can move around. Because if we bring Eli back next year, which they're not going to do, they'd be paying him $23 million and he'd be in the same damn predicament. He's not going to be mobile. He's not going to all of a sudden find mobility next season. So all these guys that are saying it's the O-line, it's the O-line. Yes, it is the O-line, and the O-line ain't going to be fixed by next year. You got to give it a couple years, man. And even when he does have time, he still misses a lot of throws. He's just not good. I mean, we're 4-20 in our last 24 games. I mean, it ain't going to hurt anything to take a look at another quarterback. That's for sure. Whether that be not that Tanny's the man, but I mean, take a look at Kyle Lauletta just to see. People could say Eli Manning's the best quarterback on this team. And that's fine. He is the best quarterback in his team. But you really don't know because you don't know if Lauletta can come in there and do a better job until we see what he does. I also want Teddy Bridgewater. I say that all the time. Teddy Bridgewater is the guy I think the Giants should target in free agency. Just to bridge the gap until they can draft a quarterback that's going to be their future quarterback. And again, Bridgewater's young enough to, if he does perform really well next year, they can keep him around for a while. You absolutely build to the draft. Well, Bradford was already released. I don't know, man. It's a good question. Jameis Winston will probably, good call, Rocky. Jameis Winston will probably be released. I wouldn't surprise if they released Derek Carr either. Derek Carr, there's a lot of talk about trading Derek Carr. He got such a massive contract. It wouldn't surprise me if the Raiders just dumped him as well. No, I definitely don't want Bradford. Bradford is another Eli Manning, just he's not mobile at all. And Bradford would get killed. Bradford to be injured like that. As soon as Sam Bradford got behind the line, bang, he'd get hit, he'd be done. He would never survive. He's fragile. He's always been fragile. He would never survive playing behind the Giants' offensive line at all. The Titans definitely ruined Mariota. He's another bad. This is true, Nick, and right now it would be 1 o'clock, but we set the clocks back an hour, so that kind of hurt what we were doing there. But, what's up, Five Rings? How you doing, man? Again, I always appreciate you guys hanging out with me. This was just kind of an impromptu live stream, just like I said, just to kind of kill some time and talk about whatever. But, I don't want Derek Carr though. I just don't. Teddy Bridgewater's the guy that I want. As far as the Giants draft pick goes, who knows? I'm sure there's great weather in Houston. It sucks here. The sun's actually out today, which is nice for a change. It doesn't usually shine here from November through April. But, Nick Mullins totally destroyed Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not good. I'm not in on Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins played against the Raiders. I mean, who the hell is Nick Mullins? Let's see him play against the Seahawks. Let's see him play against the Rams. Let's see him play against a team that's not as bad as the Giants. You know what I mean? Let's face it, dude. He had a great game against one of the worst teams in the league. And that's what I'm saying, Mike. Do we trade back and get more picks to build the O-line? Do we take a shot at Nick Bosa? Like, the Giants are going to have a lot of decisions to make. Who do I have in the Redskins, Falcons? I always pick against the Falcons, Joe. Why do you even ask me? I pick against you every week. Why do you even bother asking me? I never pick the Falcons to win a game. Ever. Ask HTTR who he's got in the game. HTTR's in the house. But in all seriousness, Joe, it should be a damn good game. I think that I think the Falcons-Redskins game is going to be a good one. I think it's one of the better games of the week, and it's one of the more underrated games of the week. I mean, the Falcons are 3-4, but they've had a lot of injuries, and they've played well the last couple games. And they're coming off a bye as well. So it should be a good game. But the Redskins are home, I believe, right? You're home, HTTR? I think the Redskins are home. I just think the Redskins are a really well-balanced team, and I think a lot of people sleep on them. Gettleman, well, Gettleman kind of came in here handcuffed. Yes, the Nate Solder does not look good right now, definitely not. But you look at the picks, you look at Saquon Barkley, the dude's a beast. You look at Lorenzo Carter, the kid can play. You look at, hold on one second, I'll be right back.
And he is transforming, along with Alex Smith, the Redskins' chances to win the division and maybe even go beyond. TD, Michael, take it away. It's mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling. Tell me how mind-boggling it is to see this man run the way he runs.
It's as mind-boggling as
All right, sorry about that. You look at B.J. Hill. B.J. Hill's played really well. My little guy must have been having a bad dream in there or something. I just heard him making some noise. I went in there. He was sleeping, so he must have just been having a dream. He must have been dreaming about the Giants. he was making a couple noises in his sleep. But, yeah, I mean, he did good in the draft. Will Hernandez has struggled a little bit, but he's a rookie. I mean, give him time. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he had to try to go out and get the best left tackle you could get in football. Nate Solder's underperformed. I mean, he's been terrible for us. He tried to rebuild the offensive line. You can't rebuild the offensive line through free agency. You can't do it. You have to draft it. So he did the best he could. Our offensive line was freaking horrible. And it's going to take time to gel, and we got to build it. I mean, he was handed a really bad offensive line. So, he's released a lot of guys. I wish, and hopefully he gets rid of Janoris Jenkins in the offseason, and we save some money there. He got rid of Snacks to save some cap space, and he's building some picks. And unlike Jerry Reese, Gettleman might not be afraid to trade back in the draft and get some more draft picks to build. What up, Jamal? He might not be adverse to trading back and getting more picks and building the line. So we have to give Gettleman more than one season. You can't judge Gettleman on what this season has been. I mean, we were a really bad team before he got here. A lot of times you can't change it all in 1 year, and you got to remember, we still have Eli Manning as our quarterback, and when your quarterback can't play anymore and your quarterback his days are done, you're not going to win. You're really only going to go as far as your quarterback takes you most times, and our quarterback can't take us anywhere. So it's just not good, man. Yeah. Well, I'm not crowing for the bye week because I predicted the bye week would win, so I don't need to crow. I still can't believe we beat the Texans. Weird games this year. The Buffalo Bills smacking the Vikings, the Giants beating the Texans. The Cowboys hanging 40 on the Jaguars. Just been some strange games this year. Yeah, we need trench work without a doubt. And I think that he's starting to do that with the defensive line. And he will do it with the offensive line. Definitely, Jamel. I mean, that's the whole thing. He took over a team that was 3-13 last year. We need a new quarterback. I mean, let's see what we do with a quarterback that can move around and extend plays and make throws. That's what we have to see. We need that piece. That's very important. You know, not many teams do well without a great quarterback. So, yeah, well, I don't know how good Will Greer is going to be in the NFL. That's the only thing. So, Will Greer is not a first-round pick anyway. Definitely not top 5, and that's the thing with the Giants. The Giants are either going to have to go Nick Bosa early in the draft, or they're going to have to trade back and look at their offensive line. I don't know if our quarterback is in this draft. You know, it's Justin Herbert does have great size. He's struggled. I didn't actually watch him play last night because the Sooners were playing, so I missed it. But he has great size. I mean, he's 6'5", 6'6". He's 230. He's mobile. But yeah, just like Jamel said right there, I don't think this draft class is very good with quarterbacks. Certainly not worth a top 5 pick. So if we're looking at drafting a quarterback, we have to trade back. That's how I look at it. So, I don't know. See, that's what I need right there. James Conner had 19 rush yards against the Ravens last time. I need him to have that kind of game again because I'm playing James Conner this week. So, hopefully the Steelers just throw the ball a lot. Yeah, well, we'll see, Rocky. I mean, that's the thing. We're going to have a lot of things to consider drafting that early. But John Brown or Cohen in my flex. Man, that's tough because Tyreek Cohen is going to... The Bills have a good defense. The Bills have a really good defense. That's a tough one, man. You might have to play John Brown just because I think that... you know, I don't know how good the Steelers' secondary is not that great. So I might go with John. I'd probably go with John Brown. I just think Cohen has a tougher matchup against the Bills, to be honest with you. Not to mention, you know, Jordan Howard gets a lot of carries. So I don't know. That's a tough one. Yeah, Jamon Brown will definitely help. I mean, everything's an upgrade at this point, Kevin. We really can't downgrade at offensive line, that's for sure. So, yeah, well, that's the thing. We don't have kickers. So, like I said, I'm just saying if you have a spot to stay, if anybody has a spot to stash Josh Adams on their bench for a couple weeks until he becomes a starter, which he's going to eventually, it might not be a bad idea to stash Josh Adams, you know, for a run during the playoffs. Jay Crowder's never active anymore. Yeah, Omame's done anyway, so he's terrible.
This is where, on occasion, suddenly the high-flying offense...
I'm looking right now. Actually, that's not the... Yeah, I listened to HGTR about Crowder. He's a Skins fan. I think he would know. He would know better than NFL probably.
His brother's settling all family business in Ann Arbor, Michigan right now. I am taking the Ravens. Okay. Yeah, I'm staying in the family. Okay, that's fine, Rich. I'm taking the other guys.
Crowder does kill the Giants all the time. Always.
Very confident right now.
Always.
They haven't lost since the Ravens beat them. And you know what? The Ravens are kind of, I don't know what they're doing. They've lost 3 out of the last 4.
Just looking at the inactives up in the screen here, but the Skins, they're not showing the Skins. We would definitely be a lot better, Andre. I don't know if we'd be Super Bowl contenders, but if we had a good offensive line and if we had a good offensive line and a good quarterback, we would definitely be competing for this division. I don't have any doubt about that. I think our defense would be good enough. There we go. Yes, Jay Crowder's inactive. It just scrolled by there. Jay Crowder is inactive today. Yeah, pretty much. Tight ends always kill us. It's because our linebacker coverage is terrible. Yeah, and our defense wears down at the end. But yeah, whoever was asking, Jamison Crowder is out today. He's out. Stephon Diggs is out. Nobody really noteworthy on the Bucks, but Torrey Smith is out today for the Panthers. I see that. Cup is supposed to play today, yes. Cooper Kupp is playing as far as I know. Allen Robinson's out. Khalil Mack is out. Nate Peterman against the Bears. Good God. Rest in peace, Buffalo Bills.
Back in 2014. So, this game, who's first? Michael, you're first.
Yeah, and I'm going with the man that is first, and that's...
Yeah. As long as you run the ball, you're fine. I like the Saints today, Jamel, just for the simple fact that they're home. They play so much better at home. The Rams, although, I mean, if the Rams are going to lose a game. It wouldn't surprise me if the Rams win today and then lose to a team they shouldn't lose to. That always seems to happen. You know, they'll come off a big win here and then they'll have a letdown whoever they play against next. But I think the Saints at home are just they're really tough. I mean, you got Breeze in the dome, you got Michael Thomas, you got Kamara, Mark Ingram. It's just really good. You never know, Mike. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's been strange things that have happened this year. So, yeah, their offense is horrible. It's really bad, especially with Peterman playing. It's not looking good for the Bills at all today. I wouldn't. Every one of these guys picked the Patriots tonight.
Might be happening between the coach and the quarterback right there. So, simply throwing projections of a touchdown.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Nick Mullins does. We need 2 TDs. I need Kenny and Drake to get me off to a good start. Most of my guys play at 4 o'clock. I think the only what the hell is this? Brett Favre is laying in his bed naked here?
Saying to myself, it's Mooch's 63rd birthday. How dare I forget?
What the hell am I looking at right now?
Yeah. Wishing you a happy birthday. Happy 63rd. Mooch, I love you.
I don't remember who the hell.
Happy together someday.
I don't know. The Bills might have a better offense than the Giants do. It'd be pretty close. Imagine the Giants and Bills playing. Imagine that offense in that 6-3 game. Shit, I forgot who my other 1 o'clock game and 1 o'clock player is. I only have 2 guys going at 1 o'clock tonight.
That looks like a 63. Was it really 2 in the morning? I don't know. Yeah. It's confirmed. We have a timestamp. Confirmed? Yes. Go to bed. What are you doing up at 2? Thanks, guys.
No, never anymore. No, never tequila again, Techie. No more tequila for me. Tequila's done. Never again with that. No way. This is true, Rocky. That's true. But we'd have to play against the Bills' defense, so it's not like Saquon playing against their offense. Zeke is not worth 2 first-round picks. I just hope Kenyon Drake goes off today because I have him on my fantasy team. I need him to have a big game for me, man. Definitely. What's up, Sanchez? How you doing? Yeah. It should be an interesting day. No Stephon Diggs. Makes the Thielen guys happy. Well, this is true, Falcons fan, but we also have a really poor offensive line and a quarterback that just doesn't know how to play anymore, and certainly is not a good combination. Definitely not a good combination against without a bad offensive line. It's just not good. It's a terrible combination, which is the reason we lose every week and struggle on offense every freaking week. It's just amazing how difficult the Giants make offense look. It's painful watching them try to play offense. It really is. It is a painful thing to watch. It's like extracting teeth trying to get the Giants to move the ball down the field. So. Oh yeah, Owen. I like a bunch of movies that aren't horror films. I have a bunch. I mean, I just like the movies I grew up with pretty much. But I have a lot of movies in my collection that aren't horror movies. You know, but I mean, I like 48 Hours. I love that. Trading Places, Enter the Dragon, Goodfellas, obviously, Casino, A Few Good Men, Full Metal Jacket. Like I like a lot. My Cousin Vinny. Like I like a lot of movies. Just I prefer horror movies. You know. Ah, yeah, no problem, Mike. I always enjoy doing it for you. So we need entertainment, man. We need all the entertainment we can get because, what's up there, Giovanni? How you doing, man? We need all the entertainment we can get for sure, man. It's been horrible. So. Favorite stadium I've been to? You know, it's funny. I really liked Fenway Park. I've always liked Fenway Park. Go figure, because I hate the Boston Red Sox. But I really like Fenway Park. But I went to Washington for a game a few years ago, man. They have a really nice stadium in Washington. The Nationals have a really nice stadium. I really like the National Stadium. I really want to get to PNC Park in Pittsburgh. That is definitely on my bucket list because that stadium looks gorgeous. So that's on my bucket list. I really want to go to PNC Park. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely HCTR. It is my favorite movie along with Halloween. They're my two favorite movies of all time. I love Goodfellas. So yeah, I already passed. I lost that one, Owen. I will also lose No Shave November because this is going. I'm shaving this today at some point. Yeah, a lot of people like the title of the stream. Yeah, well, Michael Myers kind of is in Goodfellas. It's just he gets killed at the end. Joe Pesci. I mean, you know. How you doing, Hendry? So. Yeah, the Giants are so bad. I mean, you know, it's funny because I'm running out of things to talk about with the damn Giants. Well, Rucky, we got a cheap touchdown at the end of the game like we always do. Yeah, when he stabbed Billy Bats in the trunk, I mean, that's all Michael Myers. Yeah, I got to get there, HCTR. I would love to get to that stadium. It seems really freaking awesome. Yeah, I love it. He's dead. What do you want from me? I'm a good shot. What do you want from me? I'm a good shot. I'm a good shot. Who could miss at this distance? Whoa, Anthony. You got a problem with what I did? No. I'm a good shot. What do you want from me? I'm a good shot. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, Lambeau. I mean, I would love the Lambeau, Wrigley Field. You know, obviously the classic, the legendary stadiums would be great to get to.
Well, the Texans winning this one in a close one, 24-23.
This chick picks 24-23 for games more than I mean, that's her prediction for almost every game. 24-23. I've seen that 3 times. 24-23. Yeah. What do you got me on a pay no mind list, kid? You know, you're a stuttering, mumbling little prick. Who cares? He's rats. Whole family's rats anyway.
My lock of the week, the Chiefs. I have them winning 31-21. There's been a lot of chaos in Cleveland.
I love that. You know, they just put these chicks on TV, and I swear they just feed them information in their head to tell them, say this about this game, say this about this game, because they don't know a damn thing at all. And you can obviously tell it, you know.
That's a huge factor in this one.
Yeah.
But I am watching the Browns offense because their play caller only called one NFL game, and that was week 4 of the season.
Yeah, what am I, Mirage? That's great, man. I think the Saints will win today, too, Donald. I think the Saints will get it done today. You're going to go to MetLife is a nice stadium, to be honest with you. It's way better than the old Meadowlands, although the old Meadowlands had its charm. It was a filthy disgusting dump, and I freaking loved it. That was a big home field advantage for the Giants playing in that stadium. It was cold as hell in that place, though, man. Exactly, Geomon. They don't ever... Look at it. Here's another one. The upset of the week. She picked the Chargers 24-23. How the hell do you get 24-23 for every freaking game? Every game, 24-23. Oh, I have 24-23. What is there, some computer telling her what to pick? Exactly, JD. I mean, that's what I'm talking about with the old Meadowlands. It was home. Same thing with the old Yankee Stadium. It was home. Exactly, Kid Blue. It never. So go ask Cynthia about her game. No, you know, I'm going to take the Ravens 24-23 over the Steelers today. She picks 24-23 every damn time. RFK Stadium was awesome. I went there once when I was really young. The old RFK Stadium was fun. Long time. I think that was one of the first games I went to. Oh, I have no idea who those two are there. Well, I know who Rachel Ray is, but they are terrible. That's what I'm saying, Kid Blue. They're horrible, man. Sam, I don't think we want to draft Herbert in the top 5. That's the only thing. There's no quarterback worth a top 5 pick in this draft coming up, and I think we're going to draft top 5. So what the Giants need to do, they're going to have to forego a quarterback. I want them to sign Teddy Bridgewater just to bridge the gap until we draft a quarterback. But for me, I would much rather either they take Nick Bosa or they trade back and build their offensive line. I don't think you can take Justin Herbert in the top 5. I think that would be a wasted pick. So I wouldn't want to do that. Just like I didn't want to take a quarterback in the top 5 this year except for Baker Mayfield. That was the only quarterback I wanted, and he was already gone. So, So I don't know, man. But hey, if you guys are new to the channel, man, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you hanging out with me on this game day morning. Like I said, I was just trying to kill some time here because we had an extra hour to wait since we set the clocks back an hour last night. So normally we'd be right in the midst of some football, but unfortunately we had an extra hour. So, you know, got to build the trenches. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Montana. I like that. So yeah, if you're new though, you know, like and subscribe as always. I appreciate y'all hanging out. We got about 25 minutes before game day here, which again, because of the games I have on my local channel, it will most likely be a red zone day for me. Yeah, I don't think any of these guys though, Sam, are going to be as good as Jared Goff. I don't see that happening. I just, you know, you never know. But I don't think any of these guys are worth a top 5 pick. I really don't. So I think the Giants can get I think the Giants can get a quarterback later in the draft if that's what they wanted to do. But we have to take a look at Kyle Lowell. I mean, the Giants have drafted quarterbacks in the last 2 years. We never looked at Davis Webb and we released him without even taking a look at him in an NFL game. We had all the opportunity to do it last year. Didn't do it. Cannot make that same mistake with Kyle Lowell this year. We've got to give him a look. Maybe he can play. Maybe he can't. But depending on what he does, give him 6 games to play. Let him play the last 6 games. Take a look at him. If he doesn't play, if he can't play at the NFL level, you don't think you have anything there, then you look at a quarterback going forward next year. But if he can play, he shows that he can play, maybe you hang on to him and see what he can do. Maybe he goes into the next year as a Giants starter. You have to get a look at Kyle Oletta, though. We've drafted a quarterback. We've wasted a quarterback, or wasted a 3rd-round pick last year. Can't waste a 4th-round pick again this year. Personally, I wanted them to draft Mason Rudolph from Oklahoma State last year because I thought Mason Rudolph was a steal for the Steelers in the 3rd round. I think Mason Rudolph can actually play at this level, but they didn't go that direction. That was the guy I wanted them to take later in the draft. But you know, like I said, I just don't think Justin Herbert or Will Grier or Ryan Finley or any of these other guys, I just don't know if they're worth a top 5 pick. That's all. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Trubisky's been okay, but again, yeah, they've moved way up to get him. And that's the thing. If a team really is sold on a quarterback and they want a quarterback, they could trade up to the Giants. And think about it worked out for the Eagles, but think about all the picks they gave up for Carson Wentz. The Giants could get all of those picks for a team that wants to trade up and get a top 2, a top 1 or 2 pick, and we could build our offensive line and start really moving forward. I think the Giants could sign Teddy Bridgewater, and Teddy Bridgewater can definitely be a serviceable quarterback. And maybe Teddy Bridgewater balls out. And if he doesn't, what's up, 14? If he doesn't, what's up, David? How you doing? If he doesn't, if he doesn't ball out, then you draft another quarterback. But if Teddy Bridgewater comes in there next year and plays great, he's only 27 years old. I mean, he could be the quarterback for the next 5 or 6 years. So they definitely have a lot of options they could do. I don't trust drafting a Justin Herbert second overall. I have a hard time with that, because if you miss on a quarterback in the top 5, you're screwed. You're done, because you're paying that quarterback a ton of money. You can't miss in the top 5. You cannot miss. I mean, look at what it did to Cleveland for all these years. They missed quarterbacks every freaking year. They've drafted quarterbacks and missed constantly. Look at how bad the Rams were when Goff wasn't performing. This is what happens. You cannot miss. So I get worried about the Giants drafting a quarterback that early in the draft and missing. I don't want them to do that. That's exactly what I'm saying, Customs. You can just get a veteran quarterback in there like a Teddy Bridgewater, and then you can build your offensive line and then go after a rookie quarterback, because you'd have a couple years of drafting. You have the 2019 draft, and you'd have free agent money. You'd have a lot of cap space to build your line. And then going into 2020, you could also build your line some more and then get your quarterback in the future. So, I worry about us getting a rookie, because a rookie quarterback would have to start next year, because Eli Manning's not going to be with the team. So are they going to go in with Kyle Lauletta, and then you're going to have a rookie quarterback, you're going to have a Justin Herbert starting behind him, or are you going to throw Justin Herbert or Will Grier out there, immediately game one, like the Jets did with Sam Darnold, and just say, go for it, kid. It's all you. So, Giants can wait for Tua. Well, we'd have to wait 2 years. I really don't want to go through another year like this, though, man. These are difficult, man. This is the second year in a row I've had to deal with this type of season, and it sucks. I mean, there's not many fans that have gone through, Cleveland Browns fans, obviously, but, I mean, who else is going through back-to-back 3-13 seasons? I mean, the Lions had that for a while, I guess. But it's not easy. It's not easy to go through these years. I am too, Rucky, and if you notice it, none of these rookie quarterbacks are really doing a great job. I mean, Josh Allen is already hurt. Josh Rosen has completely struggled in Arizona. Sam Darnold has been up and down, and Baker Mayfield's been up and down. And we'll see what Baker does with a whole new coaching staff. Hugh Jackson may have been holding him back. The fact that Hugh Jackson and Haley didn't get along at all. Maybe just like Jared Goff. I mean, when Jeff Fisher was there, Jared Goff looked like he couldn't play in the NFL, and Sean McVay came in there with his system, and Goff is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the quarterback in the league at this point. So, I don't know, Chad. I mean, injuries, it's funny. They can scare teams away, but you look at Adrian Peterson, how far he fell down the board because of his injury in college, and look at what he's done. So, I definitely do not think drafting Barkley was a mistake. I get asked this question all the time. Not even close. You absolutely need a running back. We haven't had a good running game in years. That's why we haven't won any games in years. You need a good running back to go with a rookie quarterback. If you put a Sam Darnold in there, and I've said this before, people say the Giants should have drafted a quarterback. No way. Number one, none of these quarterbacks would be playing. It would still be Eli Manning. But can you imagine a Sam Darnold or a Josh Allen or a Josh Rosen behind this poor offensive line and Wayne Gallman starting at running back? You're setting a kid up for failure. You're absolutely setting a kid up for failure. So, no, you need to freaking build your offensive line first. You need that running game. You need to establish that, because it'll take pressure off of a rookie quarterback not needing to put the whole game on his shoulders. That's why Barkley was the pick. And Barkley looks like a once-in-a-generational talent. He is ridiculous how good he is. So Barkley was definitely the right pick for the Giants this year. I know it don't look like it on the field. I know we're 1-7. I know we're no good. But I'm telling you right now, if Sam Darnold or Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson, any of these guys were starting for the Giants, we'd be in the same predicament. We would not be any better. We just wouldn't be. It would not have made a difference. Maybe we'd be one game better. Maybe we'd be 2-6, but it definitely wouldn't have made a big difference. I don't think the Giants should bench Barkley. You might see him start to lessen the workload near the end of the season. But I think you got to get Saquon Barkley all the snaps you can get. You got to get him some NFL experience. not to mention the other thing is the Giants still want to make money as a business. So if you're going to sit him, you might do it on the road. But I'll tell you what, with the seasons that the Giants have had back-to-back years, you buy tickets to a Giants game and you go in there and they're not playing Saquon Barkley, you're going to be pissed because the only reason anybody's going to watch the New York Giants, any reason the Giants fans are going to the Meadowlands to watch the Giants play at MetLife Stadium these days is to watch Saquon Barkley. So if you go to a game and he's on a bench, you're going to be pissed. I would be pissed to go there and not see that kid play. But maybe the last game of the season they don't play him, and what's the point? Oh, exactly, Peter. I think Gallman is a very good backup running back. I think he's a very serviceable running back. He's got some talent. I like Wayne Gallman. He's not a starting running back, though. That's the whole thing. He's not a starter, I think he's a good change of pace guy, but I don't think Gallman actually plays enough, to be honest with you. But they put Barkley in there all the time. They just. Yeah, I agree, Chad. That's what I'm saying, man. I think he was the right pick because I'm telling you, the quarterback would not be starting. We'd be in the same spot we are with Laletta. They'd be saying, well, Darnold needs to play, or Rosa needs to play, or whoever they would have drafted. I say it all the time with Dallas. I did a whole thing on Dallas. I think the last time they had a primetime game, or when they lost to the Texans. I'm pretty sure that I said if I was the head coach of Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys do exactly what the Giants do. They don't utilize Zeke enough. The whole reason that the Dallas Cowboys were successful the rookie year is because of Ezekiel Elliott. You run Zeke, you get behind that big-ass offensive line. You got Zeke, who's nothing like Saquon Barkley. Zeke is a pounder. He's not going to have an explosive 80-yard touchdown run. He's not going to make these explosive jump cuts and make defenders miss in the secondary. What he is going to do is beat you down into the ground and wear you out so that in the fourth quarter, his 3- and 4-yard runs end up being 12- and 13-yard runs and converting first downs and chewing up the clock and taking the pressure off of Dak Prescott. The fact that they do not run Ezekiel Elliott enough is the reason they don't win. And it's not because they don't have wide receivers. It's not because they didn't have Amari Cooper. It's because they don't run Zeke Elliott enough. Ezekiel Elliott should touch the ball 25 to 30 times a game. That is exactly what he should do. The Pats game's on at 1:30. Well, not here, Mars, man. Pats game is on at 8:30 here today. But you must be over the pond, across the pond. But that's exactly why Dallas doesn't win. They don't run the ball enough. That's simple. If I was the head coach of Dallas, I'd be like, Dak, hand the ball to Zeke. Dak, hand the ball to Zeke. Dak, hand the ball to Zeke. Dak, play action pass. Hand the ball to Zeke. Hand the ball to Zeke. Play action pass. Straight drop back. Hand the ball to Zeke. RPO. Play action. I'd mix it up, but I would definitely give Zeke the ball 25 to 30 times a game. That's how Dallas is going to win. You can't give Zeke the ball 21 times a game. You're not going to win if he carries the ball 20 times a game. What up, William? Pretty much. I mean, Zeke is, and yes, HTTR, they do have a good defense, and that's why they need to run the ball. Running a defense, that's what wins in this league. Not as much as they used to. Obviously, there's a lot of Air Coryell type of offenses out there winning these days. But that's how Roger Goodell wants the league to be. That's why all these rules are set up conducive to offensive football and no defensive football. So the Cowboys play the Titans tomorrow night. What up, William? If I didn't say so, how you doing, man? I know they don't. They don't run enough, Sydney. I don't think they do. Pretty much. What up, PIMP? Yes. That is one of the best screen names I've ever seen right there. PIMP. What up, pimp? I like that. Very clever. Very clever. But that's why Dallas doesn't win games, and that's why I think they gave up too much for Amari Cooper, just for the simple fact I don't think they were lacking. I don't think wide receiver is the reason they're not winning. Cooper will help, but they could have drafted a wide receiver in the first round. They could have went on the market and got a wide, they didn't have to give up a first-round pick. I don't think. So, especially for a guy that's been as inconsistent as Amari Cooper has been. But it's just my opinion. Some Dallas fans think it's a good move. Some Dallas fans also think they gave up too much. So, Yeah, I think the Skins win today, man. I really do. I don't think Pat Shermer will be gone next season. I'll be very surprised if they do that. Although, of course, I mean, if they bring in a new quarterback, they might bring him in with a new coach. You never know. But I'm pretty sure Shermer worked with, could have had Joe Mixon. Wish we did get Joe Mixon. I'm pretty sure that, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot what I was saying now. We have the bye today, William. So that's the title of this video: the bye 23, the Giants 13. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Tonight I will be streaming the Patriots-Packers game. I hope you all are there for that one. That should be a hell of a game, to be honest with you. Yeah, Gurley's awesome. Yes, Smith. Yep, very true. See, RW, you agree with me? Some Cowboy fans swear that it was a great pick, so I don't know. We'll see what they do, Sam. Like I said, we're going to have a lot to consider this offseason and taking a look at stuff. Like somebody, I forgot who I was talking to the other night, was saying, can we just fast forward to September 2019? And I was like, no, I don't want to fast forward to September. But I would like to fast forward to May of 2019 because I love the warm weather. I would love to fast forward past the damn winter. But I love the summer, so I enjoy the summer. Football, no football, man. I'll watch playoff hockey, playoff basketball. I'll watch baseball. I watch the NCAA tournament. I got plenty of stuff to keep me busy without football. Who do the Bucks have, burritos? Who do the Bucks have today? Oh, you are in the UK. All right. I thought you were across the pond when you said 1:30. My favorite commentator? I like Tony Romo. Honestly, he's probably my favorite commentator. Seriously. I like Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. I think they're the best combination on TV right now. Ooh, they play the Panthers. Matt Ryan's going up against a tough defense in Washington. Man, that's a tough one. I do not want Jameis Winston at all. Jameis Winston sucks, and he comes with way too much baggage. Yeah, Joshua, like I said, as a Giants fan, we got to find some humor in our season, without a doubt. It's just been a bad season. Fitz or who was the other guy? I'm sorry, it was or Matt Ryan. I think you got it. I mean, I know Washington's tough, but I think you have to play Matt Ryan. He's just a better quarterback. You have to play him. I think you got to play. Oh, Chris Cooley, I remember him. HCTR, you remember that Redskins fan, or was he a Raiders fan or whatever? Remember that Cooley Time guy that repped the Skins on YouTube? Remember that guy looked like Eddie Money? Seeing Cooley just made me remember that guy, Cooley Time. Yeah, Nance is good. Yeah, I agree with the HCTR. You got to play Matt Ryan. You have to. But any of you guys were around? Wow, 4 guys. I have 3 guys on a bye, but I filled my fantasy team up. I had to fill it with some guys that I picked as sleepers, but Cooley Time. Does he really? Wow. Guy, he reminded me of Eddie Money. That guy used to crack me the hell up, man. Cooley Time. That guy was funny as hell back in the day. Good old Italian guy. I think his name was Silvio. Yeah, we start 2 quarterbacks in our league, Chad, so I don't have to worry about it either. I have Brady and Watson, so that's pretty easy as well for me. There's going to be 1 week, though, that sucks. I'm going to have 2 of my quarterbacks on a bye, which I didn't even realize because I drafted Baker Mayfield with the thoughts of keeping him next year since we have 2 keepers. And my 2 keepers are going to be Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield. So, yes, 5 points per touchdown with my quarterbacks. You're not missing much, Joshua. I'll tell you what, it's just really aggravating. It really is. Plus, you find yourself rooting for freaking people you never would root for any other time. But... oh, the Cooley Time? Is that Joe Namath? Joe Namath just stole a kiss from somebody over there, by the way. I saw that. He's a pimp. You see PIMP in here? That's Joe Namath. He's a PIMP.
I'm changing my text. I'm changing it.
Not a Jets fan, but I love Joe Namath. How do you not love Joe Namath? Broadway Joe.
Yeah, I'm sorry to do that to all the audible, but there you go. I see
So, yeah.
down here in Miami. I guarantee I pick the Jets. Yeah, well, yeah.
Rich picking the Jets.
All right. The Dolphins.
Mooch.
Remember? Yeah. Yeah, he didn't look so dull.
Oh, that does not surprise. No, it wasn't Susie Colbert, GTR. Sam, that does not surprise me. I've said before, I think the Falcons, I think Atlanta's one of the worst sports cities as far as team support goes in the country. They can't sell out playoff tickets to any of their teams. They had to pump in all that crowd noise in Atlanta. Yeah, it was not loud. It doesn't surprise me 50% were Giants fans because they just don't go to it. Probably, Josh. He probably is. You ever see Joe Namath's daughter? She's pretty hot. And I was like, can you imagine dating Joe Namath's daughter? Not only is she really good looking, to be like, yo, my dad is Joe Namath. Can you imagine Joe Namath being your father-in-law? How cool would that be? Yeah, they really do, Nick. They're terrible. Yeah, but still, even the Braves had a hard time selling their stadium out during the playoffs back in the 90s. But I definitely agree. I think they get the most support out of any of the teams down there. I mean, part of it is the fact they moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta, so it really was never Atlanta's team. It was Milwaukee's team, but that's part of it. I used to love TBS's broadcasts back in the day with Skip Carey and Chuck. Was it? No, who was the other Carey? Skip Carey. Who the hell was the other Carey? Don Sutton was an announcer. I forget who the hell the other guy was. Yeah, true. Oh, we got it against the Skins. This is just what happens. I mean, it's just part of it anyway. Russell Wilson, dude, without a doubt. You definitely start Russell Wilson over Baker Mayfield is starting with two new. We don't need a tank for Herbert. We just have to play our schedule out, MYG, man. We tank every freaking week. No, it wasn't Harry Carey or Drew Carey. Definitely not one of those guys. You have to start Russell Wilson. Baker Mayfield's got two. He's got new offensive coordinator, new head coach today. Who the hell knows how Baker's going to play? I'm streaming the Packers-Patriots tonight, Mars, man. Unfortunately, that's the one I'm streaming tonight. Herbert's the quarterback I wanted, but I don't want to draft him top 5. He's not worth top 5. If we could drop back, who the Seahawks playing today?
Part of an entrepreneur's job is to get stuff done. I like to do like 4 things at once. The new Circus Pro can handle all of my programs.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Sam. I really appreciate that, my man. Very generous of you. I really appreciate it. I've heard of the Red Bulls, but I do not watch soccer at all. I just don't watch soccer. So I really don't. I haven't paid attention to it, to be honest with you. I know that's a team here, but I never really paid attention to the soccer. No, Chip and Skip Carey, yes. Skip, that's what I was thinking of. It's Skip Carey's the guy I was thinking of. Man, you guys are all over the place. Giants fan in Atlanta, Giants fan in Dallas, Giants fans in Washington. I love it. What's up, Trap God? How you doing? I love that you guys are all over the place. Well, thank you for joining the stream, man. I always appreciate it. Like I said, if you're new to the stream, man, please like and subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of live streams. Like I said, I will be streaming the Packers-Patriots tonight. Our crowd is usually a little bit bigger, and I just say, if you're new to the channel, like I said, these guys in my chat are freaking awesome. I mean, I got like the best. I got the best guys in the chat. I really do. I mean, I'm lucky to have such awesome freaking dudes that know what they're talking about as far as sports go. Yeah, there's a little trash talk that goes back and forth, as it would with any sports fans and debates, but a lot of these guys are very knowledgeable and just love talking sports, so that's why this is so much fun for me. So I think the North Carolina tie might be to Lawrence Taylor, HTTR. That could be why that is. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Manning too, Joshua. It's just unfortunate that his career is ending the way it is. You know, he's not what he once is, and I once was, and I just hate seeing him fall apart here. But on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope to see you tonight, Packers, Patriots. I'm going to let you guys get to wherever you need to get to watch your games. Whoever you're playing today, good luck. I'm rooting for my fantasy teams, of course. My guys in my fantasy team. But whoever you're playing, good luck today. And I hope to see you later tonight. All right, guys? Wesley, you came in just as I'm ending this, my man. Just as I'm ending it, you come in. What's up, Wesley? Thanks for joining, man. I'm just getting ready to end this right now. So, Wesley, if you're up, you're across the pond too. Damn it. So when I do the Patriots-Packers night, you're going to be sleeping, which sucks. One of these days, Wesley, we'll get you in here. So again, guys, like and subscribe if you haven't done so. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Tonight, probably about 8:30, I'll get down there. Packers-Patriots for the primetime game. Good luck to your teams today. Enjoy football. Bad Dog, I'm out. Peace!